At some point last year, some of my college friends and I talked about making a short game together. Since we're all studying animation, we wanted to focus on something simple gameplay-wise but visually interesting and still fun. One day, when we were on the subway, the power went out and the train stopped briefly. That's when I came up with the idea of making some sort of arcade game where the player had to keep a battery from running out or else they would lose. The game would only have one level, but multiple enemies, power-ups, and difficulty stages. Ultimately, that idea ended up not going anywhere, but I kept thinking about it because it sounded like something fun, interesting, and kind of easy to do. I came up with some basic lore and character designs and made a bare-bones prototype of which the only remains are this level mockup and this player sprite that I'm not really proud of. At this point I thought, yeah sure, why not give it a try? I'm probably gonna forget about it in a month anyway. Except I didn't. So I started working on it. Though the basic idea was still there, the game's concept changed a bit. Yeah, you still have your battery, but there isn't only one level anymore. The game right now is more akin to a roguelike, I think. You have a battery that lasts for 1 minute and you have to keep it going by avoiding or killing enemies that make it go down and picking the energy rifts that appear throughout the level. If you manage to keep it running for 30 seconds, a portal will appear and take you to the next randomly picked stage. Once you've gone through 9 stages, you will find one last stage with some sort of trial or boss that you need to face to win the game. I'm considering adding a loop mechanic at the end, mostly because I want to add the phrase, just 5 more minutes, somewhere in the game. I know that's kind of a dumb reason to add a whole mechanic to the game, but it honestly just sounds so appealing to me. Every time you go through a portal, you get to pick one of 3 random upgrades. Those can be stuff like, you deal more damage, you can wall jump, or you become invincible during your boost. There are also little power-ups that you can pick up, stuff like, the next hit you take doesn't make your battery go down, you can now double jump, or enemies won't spawn for the next 5 seconds. But those are either temporary boosts or they disappear once you leave the stage. Most of my efforts so far have gone into making the character. I wanted the player to feel fast while having fun with as few movement mechanics as possible. So let me introduce you to V2O, or V2O. I like to think he used to be some sort of delivery robot before the world ended, but now he spends his free time making music. It doesn't really matter gameplay wise, but I still wanted you to know that. Anyways, V2O's actions in-game consist of some basic movement, jumping, shooting, a movement boost, which is basically a dash, except you keep some of your speed after the boost ends, and a shot jump, which means you can shoot down and get some extra height if you're already in the air. Basically a double jump. Like I said, I wanted his movement to be really easy to understand, but super fun to mess with at the same time. It's not 100% what I wanted it to be, or at least not yet, but it already feels good to just move around even if you're not actually doing anything. Oh, you can also dance and listen to some of V2O's tunes, just cause I thought it was funny. As you can see, the game is still very much in its early development stages. I mean, I only have 2 levels so far, and they lack any form of art direction. Mostly because I haven't decided a setting for them yet. At first I thought about maybe making an Android factory or power plant or something, but I didn't really like the idea. And since the energy rifts are supposed to just appear from another dimension slash plane slash universe, the level doesn't need to have any sort of a relationship with electricity. I will talk about lore in another devlog, don't worry, I know it might sound kind of weird right now. I also want to make stuff that you can break, move, or interact with just because of game feel. Maybe even adding some areas in between stages where you don't have to worry about your battery and can just get to know a bit more about the world. Although that may be a bit unnecessary, so don't count on it. So far, I have 4 enemies, but I'm planning on making at least 7 more to have more variety. I will talk more about enemies and traps and all of that cool stuff on the next vlog, so hopefully you look forward to that. Cause I would really appreciate it, and I would be really happy, and that would be cool, and neat, and more words that mean good. And I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, ideas, or anything like that, please leave a comment. I really enjoy reading your thoughts and appreciate the time you guys take to write them. Anyways, thanks for your support and I'll see you later. Bye bye! Whenever I say bye bye now, I can't help but to think about that movie sound. You know which one I'm talking about. I think it'll haunt me forever.